boys? Today, the plan is simple. Let me set the scene for you. You're playing through a game, having a grand old time, then out of nowhere, boom! You go into a fight, you're underleveled, and you die. Now what do you gotta do? Grind. Ugh. But what if there was another way? Well, that's where Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep comes in. This game tried to fix this with a special little ability called EXP Walker. When you have this on, you get experience by just walking around and taking steps. And there it is, easy leveling, a fix to the grinding problem. But that made me think, could we walk from level 1 all the way up to the max, in this case level 99? And with that, the challenge was set. I started up my game and we're going for it. You might have guessed it, but this is actually just super easy. It just takes forever. We gotta make a new file and it has to be on critical mode for this. That's because on this mode you get an ability called Zero EXP. It stops you from gaining experience, so we have to have that on until we get EXP Walker. Now in this game, you get abilities by melding commands together. And the easiest combo for a guaranteed EXP Walker is taking Blizzard and Arrow and mixing them with an Abounding Crystal. Easy enough, right? Well, getting the crystal takes a second. The earliest point we can get this from an enemy is in Radiant Garden, on these little Mandrake enemies. So we've got to get all the way to that point at level 1. After we get one, we can get the ability and start strutting our stuff. And then we just have to run around for a while. This is really boring. Just sitting here holding a direction while you walk around in a circle over and over and over again? So let's try to make it a little better. First, we're going to get another ability called EXP Chance. With this, we get double the experience when our health is low and the game starts beeping at us. So that already doubles our experience rate. And the next trick sort of just cheeses the whole process, but we're going to do it anyways. Instead of sitting here holding the controller to walk in circles, I'm just going to take some rubber bands to hold the sticks in place. A huge IRL time save. But before diving into this, I did a little testing, and from that I'm estimating we get about 364 experience per minute, so that puts us around 105.5 hours to get the total 2.3 million experience points we need for level 99. But we're not here to do math, so let's jump into it. It took 2 hours and 3 minutes to get this file set up like I did, so that'll be the start time. I got to a safe spot after activating EXP Chance and just let her rip, and the levels came pouring in. I checked in at about the 2-hour mark, and we were already at level 39, but the experience needed to level in this game grows exponentially, so we still had plenty of time to go, and it slowed down a lot. Like when I checked in 2 more hours later and we had only gone up 5 levels. So I started leaving the game for bigger gaps of time. Checking back in at 10 hours, we're at level 51 now. Halfway there, right? But not really. While I was waiting on this, I made a scatter plot to show the experience curve in this game. And level 51 is right here. Almost 10% of the way to the top. Which is actually pretty on track with our estimate. Going back to the game, we're at 20 hours now, but only at level 60. So if you did some mental math, you might have noticed that now we're at the point where it's over an hour of walking to level up one time, with it really starting around level 55, so I started leaving the game on for bigger gaps of time.
We're watching and we're waiting.
The next checkup was at 50 hours, and it bumped us all the way up to 77. Crazy! It took 30 hours to go up 17 levels. Level 77 also just so happens to be the first level that will take us at least 2 hours to walk, so we'll just let that go for a little longer. This was taking a while, so I was going to wait until we were at 100 hours for the next check-in, but I've never seen the clock change from 99 to 100 hours in this game, so let's all take a second to appreciate that.
Nice.
But at 100 hours into our journey, it feels like we're coming to the end. Level 96. 50 hours since our last checkup, for only 19 levels gained. I might be crazy, but this seems like it might not have actually been an efficient method of grinding on its own. But let's see how it finishes out. We only need to level up 3 more times after all, so we got to level 97, and I checked the math and these last 2 levels are going to take over 3 hours each. But eventually, we make it out. Level 98. Then a few hours later, level 99. And we're done. Boom, check the time. From our start time, it took 107 hours and 43 minutes, almost 2 hours over what the math said. And I think I might know a part of the reason for that. See, I'm not perfect, and I also don't trust technology or my electricity. so I was definitely worried about a power outage or my controller dying. So once in a while, I'd sneak in a save or put my console to sleep for a while just to be safe. And that means once I started another session, I'd have to go get damage really fast to activate EXP chance, and that just adds up over time. Based off the footage, I was estimating that to add about 30 minutes to the total time, but I'm really not sure where the other hour and a half came from. I read about some PS4 controllers having joysticks that dead zone over time, so your character would just stay in place, but every time I checked in on mine it seemed to be acting normal, and it was still on the same path I left it. So I don't think that's the answer, but we'll never know, I guess. But now that we're here, how many times have you hit the max level in a game halfway through the story? I mean, look at these stats.
We have the meat!
Let's blast through the rest of the game and feel some real power as a victory lap. What? How could this happen? We just died to a story boss? And not even the final boss? Was this all a waste of time? There's no way there's a damage ceiling and floor that my stats peaked at in level 50, so leveling higher didn't matter. It can't be that. It was just a fluke, right? Yeah, see, we beat him this time. Here, just to prove it, let's go over to Mysterious Figure and show him who's boss. He should be a piece of cake with all this beef we're packing.